To the school.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, really well.
Colin, did you want to ask any questions? No. Okay, thank you. I should have asked you that before.
We are live, Madam Mayor.
Live, thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome to this meeting of Glamorgan Spring Bay Council held on Tuesday, the 25th of August, commencing at 2:01 p.m.
Glamorgan Spring Bay Council acknowledges the traditional owners of our region and recognises their continuing connection to land, waters and culture. We pay our respects to their elders past and present.
Please be advised that this meeting is being audio and visually recorded. I ask that all attendees remain respectful and considerate of others and advise that offensive, defamatory or threatening language or behaviour to those present or listening is not acceptable. Agenda item 1.1 is attendance and apologies. Councillors in attendance, Deputy Mayor Simons, Councillor Walker, Councillor Young, Councillor Churchill, Councillor Edwards, Councillor Gregson and Mayor Arnold. There are therefore no apologies. Staff in attendance, it's my pleasure to welcome our Chief Executive Officer, Mr Nick Maguire, to his first meeting. Director Works and Infrastructure, Mr Ron Sanderson. Equally pleasure to welcome Mr Dick Shaw back to his substantive role of Director of Planning and Development. Our Executive Officer, Ms Isabel Clarkson, Ms Shannon Mitchellmore, Information Technology Officer, and Ms Hayley Bishop, Planning and Development Admin. Agenda item 1.2 is late reports. Mr Maguire, I don't believe we have any late reports.
Amen.
Are there any other matters that need to be dealt with at this point?
Yes, through you, Madam Mayor, I would like to withdraw the motion, agenda item 9.
Thank you. Thank you. So we've withdrawn, Councillor Edwards has withdrawn his motion at agenda item 9. That will no longer be dealt with. Thank you. Agenda item 1.3. As Mayor, I request elected members to indicate whether they have 1, any interest personally or via a close associate as defined in section 49 of the Local Government Act 1993, or 2, any conflict as described in the Model Code of Conduct for councillors in any item included in the agenda. Councillor Walker.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I declare an interest in the Community Small Grants Program for Freycinet Coast Association Incorporated, page 50, item.
Thank you very much, Councillor Walker. We'll move on. Agenda item 2 is 2.1, the audit panel minutes. There is a recommendation on page 7. Councillor Churchill.
I move that Council receives and notes the attached draft minutes of the Glamorgan Spring Bay Council Audit Panel meeting held on Tuesday, 2nd of June 2026.
Thank you. Is there a seconder? Councillor Edwards, thank you. Councillor Churchill, do you wish to comment?
No, I
As a
think
member of that-
everything's in order. Thank you.
Thank you. No other comments? I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Agenda item 2.2 is the ordinary meeting of Council, the 28th of July. There is a recommendation on page 8. Councillor Walker.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'll move that the minutes of the ordinary meeting of Council held on Tuesday, the 28th of July, 2026 at 2:03.
Thank you. I'm just checking that the recommendation it is the 28th of July? No, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. My apologies. Thank you. Is there a seconder? Councillor Edwards, thank you. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Carried unanimously. Agenda item 2.3 is the date and purpose of workshops held. There is a recommendation on page 9. Councillor Edwards.
Move that the Council notes the information.
Thank you. Is there a seconder? Councillor Gregson, thank you. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Agenda item 2.4 is the special meeting of council on the 11th of August. There is again a recommendation on page 10. Councillor Walker.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move that the minutes of the special meeting of council held on Tuesday, the 11th of August 2026 at 3:30pm be confirmed as a true and correct record.
Thank you. Is there a seconder? Councillor Gregson. Put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Carried unanimously. Agenda item 3 is the public question time. 3.1, there were no previous questions on notice. 3.2, responses to previous questions without notice taken on notice in the agenda. 3.3, questions on notice and responses from the CEO are there. And agenda item 3.4 is questions without notice. And I don't believe we have any of those, Mr Maguire. Thank you. Thank you. There are no planning, there's nothing in the planning authority section for this council meeting. Agenda item 5 are the financial reports. There is a recommendation on page 15. Walker.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'll move that council receives and notes the financial reports as attached to this report for the period ending 31st of July 2026.
Thank you. Seconder. Councillor Churchill. Councillors, can I just note that if there are any questions on the financial reports, the CEO will take them on notice as Ms Tuck is not online today. Councillor Walker, do you have any questions?
Yes, I do, thank you, Madam Mayor. On page 5 of the attachments, capital work detail under buildings, the marina toilets and showers, are these are to replace the temporary toilets that are at the marina at the moment? And if so, is the temporary toilet going to be installed on the other side of the bay as was discussed many times? You know, the other side of the marina.
Sorry, yes.
Madam Mayor, I'll just check with Mr Sanderson if he knows the answer to that, otherwise we'll take it on notice.
Briefly, that is been carried forward until the overall marina precinct is sorted out.
Right. Yep.
Simple as that.
It's just a carry forward. Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
And also on page 6 of the attachments, the IT comms replacement. When can the community expect this to take place, given the issues that we've had with our live streaming? And
Mr Maguire has some very pleasing news on that front. Councillor Walker.
excellent.
So through you, Mayor, so we've received all the quotes. We're currently negotiating with the organisations that have submitted the quotes, and we're expecting to progress that on Thursday. I believe I've got a meeting to help resolve that.
Right. That means we'll have working microphones for Councillor Robert.
What's that?
Nothing. Councillor Young's
I wasn't paying any attention.
There you go. Point in.
Walker.
No.
Thank you. And Councillor Gregson.
Just through the mayor. So, is this working? It's not.
Not really, Councillor Gregson. You'll just need to speak up.
No, it's a.
Shout.
No, it's fine. No, it's just I was just testing it. And
Yep.
It hasn't worked for the last 5 months. So, but they're still here.
And that's what Councillor Walker's just been talking about, Councillor Gregson.
Yeah,
So.
that's what I just thought I'd reinforce that. Thank you. That's it. Thank you.
Have you got a question?
No, that was it. That was it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other
Madam
questions?
Mayor, what was that? Was that just an interlude?
No, it's just a confirmation that through the mayor to Councillor Young that just reinforcing Councillor Walker's disappointment at the lack of speakers that we have here.
Yes.
And,
I've got mine built in these days.
you'll be able to hear me today then, Councillor Young.
Gentlemen, can I remind you, councillors, that we are in a formal meeting of council and it is not a debate session across the chamber. Are there any other questions in relation to the financial reports? Nothing further? I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Carried unanimously. Agenda item 6 is the section 24 committees. There is a recommendation on page 18 in relation to Tribunal Hall Committee draft minutes. Councillor Young?
Madam Mayor, I move that the minutes of the Tribunal Hall Committee Annual General Meeting held on Tuesday, 28th July, be confirmed as a true and correct record.
Thank you. Is there a seconder? Councillor Walker, thank you. Councillor Young, I know you're on this committee. Do you wish to add anything?
Briefly, the committee is well run. I don't have a lot to do with it. It is paying its way because I do keep track of the cash flow. And nothing more to add.
Thank you. Thank you. Questions, Councillor Walker?
Not a question, Madam Mayor, but a recognition of Malcolm Bishop's continual attendance and membership of this committee. He's been on that since Adam was a pup, so he's, he's a very dedicated,
Long-standing volunteer.
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
Thank you.
So I'd just like to recognise his continued.
I'd concur with that.
Thank you. There's nothing further on the Hall Committee draft minutes. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Carried unanimously. 6.2 is the Tasmanian Seafarers Memorial Committee draft minutes of the 11th of August. The recommendation is on page 21. Councillor Edwards, thank you.
I move that the minutes of the Tasmanian Seafarers Memorial Committee meeting held on 11th of August 2026 be received and noted.
Thank you. Is there a seconder? Councillor Young. Councillor Edwards, do you wish to speak to as the chair of that committee?
No, I think it's all self-explanatory.
Thank you.
But you did miss the motion.
There is an agenda item at 8.2 in relation to the matter that's dealt with in the minutes.
2.2,
Yes.
there's another recommendation which we...
8.2?
2.2, there's another recommendation for another seafarers meeting.
Yes. We've got, that's all right.
You've just done...
Yep, we'll deal with it at 8.2, Councillor Edwards?
2.2.
2.2, sorry.
Yeah, on page 19 there's a recommendation, on page 21 there's a recommendation.
I think the recommendation on page 19 is the recommendation from the committee.
So it's
And
encompassed
so
in 21.
at this particular junction, we only have to accept the recommendation on page 21 is that council's receiving and noting those minutes, and then we're dealing with a matter at 8.2.
That's cool. I'm good.
Yes, thank you. Now, you actually moved. I've had a mover and a seconder, haven't I? For that one. Thank you. Anything further for the Seafarers Memorial Committee minutes? Noting that there is an agenda item later in the day. Thank you. Nothing further. I'll put the motion. All in favour? Those against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. We'll move on to the information reports. The Chief Executive Officer's report is at agenda item 7.1 and the recommendation is on page 25. Councillor Young.
I move that council notes the information.
Thank you. Seconder, please. Councillor Churchill. Councillor Young, do you wish to speak to the motion?
Only to say it's a very handy report to have. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Edwards.
I'd just like to thank the council very much for being so proactive in getting the nets up at the rec ground. It's been a great safety. Kids kicking the balls out onto the road constantly otherwise, and they acted promptly, quickly and efficiently.
Thank you.
Which is not what a lot of people think about council. They'd be wrong.
Councillor Churchill then.
I can say that since I've been on council, things happen pretty quick, smart.
Councillor Churchill then. Councillor Gregson.
I think there may be a mistake, or I may be making the mistake. Under appointments, it's got Director of Planning and Development fixed term appointment extended.
That was, it should be Acting Director.
Yeah, that's correct.
Miss Tyler Moore, that's what that refers to, Councillor Churchill.
Thank you.
Yes. Nothing further, Councillor Churchill?
No, that's all.
Thank you. Councillor Gregson?
Right. With regard to the works, Duck Park Swansea, fence replacement.
Sorry?
We're on page 22, aren't we?
Page 22?
Yep.
And the question is?
Just a couple of things. The duck park at Swansea, the fence replacement, I'd just like to congratulate the council for a very good job there. It's made it a lot safer for the
It was a
children.
bit sad, though, that it was significantly vandalised.
Oh, I was unaware of that. Can you explain?
The rope was cut. That's at Duck Park, I believe. The rope was cut, and the some of the equipment in the facility there was smashed, broken, whatever.
Damaged.
Yes, it was a sad situation.
That was just recently, I assume.
Absolutely. In the last couple of weeks, Mr. Sanderson? Yeah.
I don't fix it.
Well, it's probably not, it wasn't, I think the report that came out, it wasn't that it was overly expensive, it was the inconvenience and also council having to replace that equipment so soon. And it makes it very hard in our budgeting, as you would appreciate.
And the Spring Bay Community Food Hub event, could you expand on that as well?
Spring Bay what?
The Spring Bay Community Food Hub event, what was that, please?
I have no idea.
And
I'd have to take that on notice, Mayor, unless there's someone else that can respond to that. This is for activities in July, which is before
that's
my time.
okay. Spring Bay Community Food Hub, Councillor Walker?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. They had an event at the hall.
Yes, that's right.
Very well received. It was raising funds for the hub.
Yes,
Very well received, and they actually even had to close the doors.
yes, I believe so.
excellent.
Yeah.
And the last one is the best training, hospitality opportunities. Was that specifically for the Tribana Orford, or which areas was that specifically targeted?
As far as I'm aware, the best do training here, and they put it out to the whole municipal area. So,
Through you, Mayor, these are just items that we've
Yep.
cross-promoted through Facebook and other channels.
exactly. Just
Sorry.
a second, Councillor.
Thank you. That's it. Thank you.
Councillor Edwards, have you?
I've heard rumours that Councillor Gregson's going to be on security duty at Duck Park. Is there any truth?
Can I just reply to that?
Councillors?
I did.
Sorry, that was my fault.
Thank you. As I've said, we are in a formal meeting and this is not a debate session between councillors. Councillor Young?
Madam Mayor, if I could ask the General Manager through you, have we got any capacity to put closed circuit television, even if it be a simple recorder system, at places like Duck Park? Because these events, unfortunately, once there's a vandalisation, it tends to occur again in the same place again. And there can be purchased at not a very great expense, remote viewing things which record elsewhere from where the camera is. Would that be of use, do you think, General Manager?
Mayor, if I can take that on notice and we'll look into it. I know my experience with closed circuit television is that it can also tend to attract vandalism, because when people see that there are cameras there, it can also attract antisocial behaviour, but it's something that we can definitely look into and come back to you.
Thank you.
On a serious note, can I just add that a local resident has contacted me, and I've been in contact with Director Sanderson about a position to put a camera on private property, which could alleviate a lot of the issues.
Councillor Walker?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just wanted to reiterate with regards to Duck Park, the fence does look good. The whole place is smart, and it's great to see the works that we can do for parks that benefit the whole community. And what I'd also like to say is appointments on page 24. CEO recruitment complete, commencing 3rd of August 2026. Welcome, Mr Maguire, and it'll be a pleasure not to see that in our reports.
Thank you, Councillor Walker. Any other comments? Nothing further? I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Carried unanimously. Agenda item 7.2 is the Corporate and Financial Services Report. There is a recommendation on page 26, noting that Ms Tuck is not with us today and the CEO will take any questions on notice. Councillor Young, moving.
I just move that the Director Corporate and Financial Services Report for the month of July be received and noted.
Seconder, Councillor Churchill, thank you.
Have we missed one though? Have we missed?
Pardon?
If we missed the community engagement,
I'm sorry?
Sorry, through you, Mayor, there's just a typo with the table of contents. The Director
it's
Corporate and Financial
yeah.
Services report is in the agenda papers, but it dropped off the table of contents for some reason.
I've got here Community Development Team Monthly Report, July 2026.
I'm sorry?
Through you, Mayor, that's part of the CEO's report.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We're
fine.
currently dealing with agenda item 7.2,
Yep.
the Acting Director Corporate and
Yep, thank
Financial
you.
Services
Thank you.
report. Are there any questions or comments? No? No questions, no comments? Nothing further? I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Motion's carried. Thank you. Agenda item 7.3 is the Director Works and Infrastructure, Mr Sanderson. Would you care to join us, Mr Sanderson, in case councillors have a question? There is a recommendation on page 30. Councillor Walker?
Yes, I move that the Director of Works Infrastructure report be received and noted.
Thank you. Is there a seconder? Councillor Edwards. Councillor Walker, do you have any?
Yes, I do.
There, right?
Sorry. On page 27, road repair failures, Charles Street, Orford. Is that where that great big lump is that's appeared in the road? Is that going to be repaired? Is that the one?
This one near the police station?
Yes.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Thank you. I was actually, if I may, Madam Mayor, I was actually going to bring it up because it seems to be growing. Festering pimple.
I think there might have been a leak of water.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
I think, Councillor Walker, if you recall, it happened once before with a water leak there a few years ago. Councillor,
Madam Mayor, I'm not going to say anything.
okay. Any other questions or comments? Councillor Edwards, then Councillor Gregson.
Just congratulations on getting on and ordering the chipper replacement. So that can, I've had a few inquiries from people who are concerned that it would be forgotten about. I assured them it wouldn't, and it hasn't. So,
Mr Sanderson?
It arrives tomorrow.
beautiful work.
Okay.
Thank you. Councillor Gregson?
Just on page 27, I've got a couple of location problems as well, and but I'll start with the maintenance grade of small Swansea roads completed. I'd just like, through the Mayor, I'd just like to ask Mr Sanderson, does that include the Marais Street, top of Marais Street problem?
Councillor Gregson, we've had this conversation before. This is a report from the Director,
And you just
and
said no.
Regardless of which director it is, they're not going to have that information in front of them in this council meeting. It is purely an information-only report. And whilst you might think that the question around Marais Street is particularly important, and I'm sure it is to the people that live in Marais Street, but for the purposes of this report, it is unfair to ask the directors specific questions about specific areas.
Just that the director just said no, so I've got, that's fine. With regard to location, you've got maintenance grade of Springs Road, Crossing Road. Could you explain where that is, please? Because it's really better for the people who are reading the minutes.
Springs Road, Crossing Road, it's at Swansea, I think, isn't it? Springs Road?
No,
We can clarify that for you, Councillor
Could you
Gregson.
put it in the minutes so people know exactly where it is? And also maintenance grade of Cuttings Grass Road and Levendale Back Road. Would that be at Levendale or whereabouts would it be, please? Could you follow it up? Please?
Sorry?
Could you define where it is, please, in the next?
Well,
when
it's
in
exactly what's said. It's a maintenance
Yeah.
grade of Cutting Grass Road and Levendale Back Road.
Yeah, where?
And by its description, one would reasonably think that it's at Levendale.
But is that pertinent? Is that right?
Is it what?
Is it?
Is it particular?
Yeah, is it pertinent? It must be somewhere.
If I may,
Steep road.
through you, Mayor,
Yes.
I'm sure the people on those roads know where it is, but in future, I'll make sure that you know where they are.
Yes,
okay?
yeah, and other people reading the minutes as well.
Okay.
Yeah, because if we've got people here interested in reading the minutes to see what council are doing.
Madam Mayor, is that a
Yeah,
question or a comment?
I'll just
Councillor Young,
clarify.
please. Councillor Gregson, we've had this conversation numerous times
Yes,
in
and
this chamber.
it has been corrected.
And the situation is, as I said, The reports from the directors are for information for the councillors and the community at the time. Now, I take your point that it doesn't say that it's at Levendale. However, the officers have given you an undertaking that they will put the area
Location, yes.
in future.
Yes, right. Thank you.
Councillor Edwards.
Through you, Madam Member.
I haven't finished yet. I haven't finished. It continues. On page 28, we've got a vac truck. What's a vac truck, please, through the mayor?
Vacuum,
I'll make it right.
sucks things out.
Yep, and on page 28, currently with MEMC, members for approval. What's that, please? On page 28,
What are you?
under emergency management.
Room.
MEMC? Yep. Municipal Emergency Management Committee.
And also, on page 29, you've got Duck Park Swansea pedestrian bridge replacement due to start on the 24th of August. If my memory is correct, that was predicted to be completed by September. Is that correct? Is that still?
Well, they
going
actually
with
started working on the 21st.
it? Oh, did they? Oh, that's has to be right. That's 24th here. So when would it be completed by, please? Was
A couple of weeks.
oh
They're
really?
doing piles at the moment,
Yeah.
and they just bring the thing in.
Probably. Oh, I see. So September would be a viable date then?
Yes,
for
so
completion?
far, so yes.
Yes, good, excellent. And the last question, I'll get it coming here. So on page 30, you've got removal of real estate signs on council nature strips. Underway, a very large quantity has been removed from Orford Tribunal nature strips ongoing. So as the term ongoing, this has been quite a problem for council. Is there any disincentive for people not to put them there?
Councillor Gregson, yeah.
that
Mr
would-
Sanderson, please. Yeah.
Through you, this is really more of with the planning issues. So this is something, I'll follow it up, but basically it's let's just take them off. And to prosecute someone is not really the answer.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, and I think you've numerous cases of vandalism at Swansea Beach, no public toilets during July. So I think you've covered the Swansea aspect.
Swansea is which is probably referring to the Duck Park
Yes,
situation.
that's right.
Thank you.
Councillor Gregson. Councillor Edwards.
Just for people who are, Councillor Gregson and people who are listening who are worried where certain places are, I simply put Cutting Grass Road in here, into Safari, and a map of Cutting Grass Road, Levendale, and everything else appeared instantly. So if anybody is of concern where somewhere is, put it in Google and it will tell you. It's very simple.
And it's only Councillor
Otherwise,
Gregson, I have said to you, and I will continue to say to you, this is not a debate session between two councillors. Councillor Edwards has every right to make a comment, as you have. So, thank you. Thank you. Any other questions for Mr Sanderson? Nothing further. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Are you against, Councillor Gregson?
No.
Thank you, carried. Thank you. Agenda item 7.4 is Ms Tasha Tyler Moore's report. However, I'm going to invite Mr Shaw to the table as he's returned to that substantive role. So, thank you. Welcome. And as I said earlier, welcome back, Mr Shaw.
It's nice to be back.
So agenda item 7.4 is the Acting Director of Planning and Development's report. There is a recommendation on page 33. Councillor Young, thank you.
I move that council receives and notes the report on the activities on the Planning and Development Director. I think it might mean with the,
Seconder.
but whatever it is.
Deputy Mayor Simons, thank you. Councillor Young, do you have any questions for Mr Shaw?
No.
No? Thank you. Councillor Gregson?
Page 32, under property, a building use matter is being managed at a council property in Swansea with resolution expected shortly. Through the mayor, I'll direct this to the Director of Planning. Is that the men's shed?
I didn't hear the question, Madam Mayor.
Mr Shaw, I'm happy for you to take that on notice if you'd prefer, noting that it's only recently you returned, you might not be familiar with it.
Through you, Madam Mayor, there's two building matters that I'm aware of in Swansea. So can't confirm which one this is relating to.
That's all right.
Just through the minute, what are those two then?
So,
Madam
what do you,
Mayor, I
what,
didn't hear the question.
Councillor Young, please. Councillor Gregson, like Councillor Young, I didn't hear the question,
right,
so
okay.
I don't know what you're actually
okay.
referring to.
I'll just, through the Mayor, through to the Director of Planning. The Director of Planning did confirm there were two council for building matters in Swansea.
I still haven't worked out what you're talking about. What is it? I know you're going to Mr. Shaw,
Yes.
but please explain to me what question you're asking.
Yeah,
here.
the Director of Planning said that there were two building matters
Right.
concerned. I asked the Director of Planning, what are they, please?
The planning appeals.
No. They're two building use matters here, evidently. And
Page 32.
Page
Yeah.
32 talks about
Councillor Gregson wants to know
building
what
use
they
matters
are.
being raised. Someone wants to know what the two.
Councillor Gregson, the questions will just have to be taken on notice and dealt with out of session. Mr. Shaw, are you comfortable with that?
If that's the way you'd like to go, Mayor, for sure.
Oh, if you can answer it now.
I can provide a quick
If you can
summary.
answer it now.
Through you, Madam Mayor, thank you, Councillor Gregson, for the question. There's two building use matters that I'm aware of in Swansea at the moment, and one does relate to the men's shed. And we're just looking around the use type and some matters to clarify there. And another matter is another council-owned asset that we are working with a third party for a potential use of that asset to benefit the community.
right.
Beyond that, any level of detail beyond that are operational matters at this stage.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments for Mr. Shaw? Nothing further? I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Carried unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Shaw. Agenda item 7.5 is the action register for receiving and noting. Recommendation is on page 34. Councillor Walker.
Thank you. I'll move that council receives and notes the action register report for July 2020.
Thank you. Is there a seconder? Councillor Edwards, thank you. Councillor Walker, any questions, comments? Nothing. Questions or comments? Put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Carried unanimously. Agenda item 8 is the officer's report requiring a decision. 8.1 is the drainage easement at 8 Ryans Road, Spring Beach, Orford. There is a recommendation on page 36. Councillor Edwards.
I move that the council approve the removal of the drainage easement on the property 8 Ryans Road, Spring Beach, with all associated costs to be borne by the property owner, and authorise the Chief Executive Officer to negotiate the removal of the easement.
Thank you. Seconder, Councillor Young, thank you. Councillor Edwards, do you wish to speak to the motion? No? Thank you. Reserve. Councillor Young, do you wish to speak to the motion?
The matter speaks for itself, Madam Mayor.
A speaker for or against the motion?
Oh, just
Councillor
one
Gregson.
clarification. This has been discussed previously, and I'd just like to confirm whether the drainage easement is coming from council onto the aforesaid property of 8 Ryans Road. Is that correct?
Madam Mayor, I can't understand the question.
Okay,
That doesn't make sense.
Councillor Young. Councillor Gregson, I'm not sure that is a question that
I'll just
needs to be answered. The report is there, and the recommendation from the officers is there, so I'm not sure of the relevance of your question.
Yeah, it is relevant because there is an easement there for a reason, and I'm just wishing to confirm whether that easement was placed on that property coming from council land. Is that correct?
Very old easement through you, Mayor.
Thank you.
It is of no use to council now.
So was coming from council?
Speak up,
Councillor
please.
Gregson, please. Councillor Gregson.
The easement was,
Councillor Gregson, please.
You're just explaining.
No, well, I can't hear you ask the question.
Councillor Young, that's enough. Councillor Gregson, please turn around. Your question, and I'll have Mr. Sanderson come to the chamber. As I've said to you on numerous occasions, this is not a debate session between you and an officer.
No, it's not a debate.
Sorry.
It's a question.
And I am struggling with the relevance of your question on this agenda item. Mr. Sanderson, are you able to put any sense into this question for me, please?
There's a historic easement on this title. Council had discharged water through this easement in an improper manner. Council in April approved to pipe the section to bypass this easement, which is no longer required and will never be used again.
So it was coming from council land then?
No, it's not council land, it's
Councillor
private property.
Gregson.
Yep.
Private property.
All right, okay, fine. I'll just leave it at that then. That might be an ameliorating
If there is nothing
factor.
further on this matter, I will put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? It's carried unanimously. Agenda item 8.2 is the Tasmanian Seafarers Memorial Section 24 Committee report. There is a recommendation on page 40. Councillor Edwards, thank you.
I move the council adopts the following recommendations as proposed by the Tasmanian Seafarers Memorial Committee, 1 through to 5. Or do you want me to read them?
Oh, 1 to 5. Thank you. Is there a seconder? Councillor Walker, thank you. Councillor Edwards, do you wish to speak to the motion?
Reserve, thank you.
Councillor Walker, do you wish
Thank
to
you,
speak?
Madam Mayor. I will speak briefly on this. Being that I've only attended one meeting since being since my nomination to go on the committee when Councillor McQueenie resigned from council.
Sure.
This is a good thing for the Seafarers Memorial and the community as a whole. With all due respect to Mrs. Kath Ferguson, who has done this tirelessly for years and years and years, it's now time for it to move in a different sphere. I look forward to seeing it continue, but within community hands.
Thank you, Councillor Walker. I think it's fair to say Mrs. Ferguson over many years has been the glue that has kept this together. And as you rightfully say, it's now probably time for a change.
Yes. Thank you.
Councillor Churchill.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to make comment on this. I think it's something that is very close to the heart of this whole community, and especially the community of Tribunna. Let's hope, number one, it's never lost, and let's hope that Council can somehow remain involved, whether that's through a new Section 24 committee or whether it's through representation from Council onto another community committee. I think there's lots of formulas that could could be undertaken in the future to do that. But I think also we need to look on this as something that's pretty special for Glamorgan Spring Bay, because this is really a state-wide activity, and it's functioned particularly well. It's grown through all sorts of dramas and losses and community cost and a statewide cost of life. But it is a very, very important memorial in my view, and I just hope that someone will take it up, someone will continue it and keep this going for the community and for the state. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Young.
Madam Mayor, I think Councillor Walker would be the person with the right stickiness and glue to hold it together.
Thank you, Councillor Young. Councillor Gregson.
Page 40, and I'm looking from afar here, so I'm looking at a Tribunna memorial here. So just take that into account. But so point number 2, that the Spring Bay Rotary hosts the 2026 Tasmanian Seafarers Memorial. Would it be better just to have the S24 committee continue until 2026 and then have for 2027, then to have a
Councillor Gregson.
consideration of expressions of interest, etc., please.
Councillor Gregson, I believe that Councillor Edwards can probably answer that question, but Mr Maguire might like to add to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Mayor. And I think to defer to the councillors on the committee for their advice, but ultimately the Section 24 committee has indicated that they can no longer run the event, and Rotary has offered to put their hand up to run it for 2026, and that beyond that we will continue to run a process to work with the community to continue to deliver that important event. And if I may also add, Mayor, I've had some emails and inquiries from different sections of the community outside of our region and within our region about this particular initiative, and concern was around whether council was essentially going to dissolve its interest in this particular initiative and the memorial. And I think what this report does and what the recommendations do is demonstrate that we are 100% committed to the memorial and to continuing to work with the community to make sure that the event is successful.
So when it says here, the council call for expressions of interest from community organisations to host this Tasmanian Seafarers Memorial from 2027 onwards, does that mean it's going to be a full profit?
Councillor Gregson, that decision hasn't been made yet. This is just purely the recommendation from the Seafarers Memorial Committee as to how it can progress from 2027 forward. And as Mr Maguire has said, the council is fully backing the Seafarers Memorial Committee in this process. So all of that will come out in 2027. Councillor Edwards, would you like to close debate on this?
Love to. Councillor Gregson, for any questions you have, point 5, note that responsibility for the ongoing administration and management of the TS Memorial will transfer to the Glamorgan Spring Bay Council. So there it is in a nutshell, to start. No, it has never been mentioned as being run for a profit organisation by anyone ever. The fact of the matter is that Bernadette and Eliza, council staff, are rushed off their feet with things, particularly in that time of the year. They work incredibly hard and have done an amazing job. I can't speak highly enough of the pair of them for what they've done for the Seafarers Memorial over the last 4 years or more that I've been involved. But they don't have the capacity to do it. They just don't have the time. They've got too much, so they're still going to be involved in maintaining the memorial. They're still going to be involved in the plaques and the plaque register. The council's still going to have an overarching view over it, but as it should be and as was initially set up to be, run by the community. Because since the original start of it, so many things have changed. The season openings have now all changed. They're all at different times, so it's incredibly hard to find a time which suits all as to when to have the service. It started as a fisherman's memorial, and then it expanded into Navy personnel and got bigger and bigger and bigger until, actually, in my opinion, the community aspect of it to some degree got lost. Now, the attempt going forward, I believe, is to bring it back to the community. It'll still be a statewide service, but it'll be coming back to the community. Some of the plans I've heard are fantastic about getting youth involved, because at the moment I'd be the youngest person there and I feel a bit cranky sometimes. So they'll get youth back. If this doesn't happen, it will, in my opinion, have a very rocky future. This is securing its future, and I think it's fantastic that it's heading in that direction. And I can chat to you later about it if you've got any questions.
Councillor Edwards, thank you for closing debate, and very well said. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Carried unanimously. Agenda item 8.3 is the West Shelley Stormwater Drainage Remedial Works. There is a recommendation on page 44. Councillor Young.
I move that council approves the replacement of the swale drain between West Shelley Road and the walkway with a 900, and I don't know what DN is, whether it's diameter or it's a specification of a pipe, so 900 DN pipe, and approves work on the swale drain downstream from the walkway and construction of a tapered step discharge channel at the outflow to the beach.
I've noticed in mine that there is the word "and" on the bottom of that, on the end of that. There's no third No third record, it's
Through
just
Mayor,
a
that's a typo. We'll have that
typographical
removed
error.
for them.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Edwards, thank you. Councillor Young, do you wish to speak to the motion?
I think it's a wise motion.
Thank you.
The area is unsightly, but my main concern about it was the question of safety and council's future liability. A lot of the neighbours have a view about the sightliness, and I can understand that. I think it's a good motion. It should sort most of the mess out.
Thank you. Councillor Edwards, do you wish to speak to the
I'd like
motion?
to completely agree with Councillor Young. It is an unsightly error. The only sensible option and future-proofing option is to pipe it. Where the one great thing is where the little bit of swell drain on the ocean side of the road doesn't fall, just to allay any fears, doesn't fall directly onto the beach. It falls onto a sandstone plateau, for want of a better word. So it won't be gouging the beach. I walk down there every day, and there's quite a large area for the water to take the sting out and dissipate. So it's just best do it once, do it right, problem behind us.
Councillor Churchill, then Councillor Gregson.
I just have a question of Mr Sanderson through you, Mayor. It talks about a subsequent engineering assessment. Have we seen that report? Does that report
Staff
exist?
has, yes.
We have seen that. Is that an attachment to this report?
No. It's not come to the meeting. All it's there for is to say that the developer on his own bat went ahead and piped a section, right, without council approval, with staff approval, obviously, engineering approval. We subsequently got an engineering review to see if that was acceptable, which it was. That's what that refers to.
Okay,
So we're talking about putting in a pipe. Was that okay? And the advice from an independent engineering firm said, yes, it was okay. That's what that refers to.
An independent engineering firm?
Yes.
Right, and were these hydrological
Yes.
firms?
Yes.
Right, okay. I guess my concerns around this are that I agree that what I've seen of the photographs of this swale, aesthetically, it's not very pleasant. But I'm still concerned. There's $200,000 here. That's a $200,000 mistake, if you like, but it's $200,000 that I think we should not treat as being a small amount of money for this council. And I've always believed that pipes actually speed up the flow of water on a downhill gradient. They don't slow the water. And we need this water slowed seriously before it gets to the beach if we do have a major downpour. And I have concerns about this. I have concerns, and I think there ought to be a further hydrological report that will assure us that we're not going to be paying a lot of money over a long time to maintain this if there are disasters around. I'm not talking about the danger of people here, and that also is a separate issue that has to be considered. I'm talking about the actual flow of the water, how it's going to work around this pipe and around the part from the end of the pipe down to the beach when we've got high flood conditions. If
Mr Sanderson, can you
expand
on
that?
respond?
Well, we certainly took that into account. As a matter of fact, the grade there is 1%. It's virtually flat, okay? So there's no big speed, okay? And the engineering, we had a subsequent engineering report for this section, and yes, it will speed up. There's no question of that, as opposed to a swell. But the idea is to, on the second part of that motion, you'll notice was beyond the walkway. The idea is to widen that swale to slow the water down. And it's also 20 meters long, which in the original design it wasn't. So the engineering, the third, once again, we did have a report to this. And because it's 20 meters long, because it can be made wider, it's acceptable to pipe that one section.
Okay. No, thanks for that. I would have appreciated having the report, the engineer's report.
It's all very talking about meters per second, and it's all very jargon, technical terms. I don't
I
think
understand that, but it's not just for me, it's for members of the public or people that are affected also that might like to see that and I think it should have been there as a part of completing the report. Thank you.
Councillor Gregson?
Thank you. The original swale drain that's there presently, how much did that cost council and how much did that cost
Councillor
the
Gregson,
developer?
again, this is not a question for this section. It is.
It is.
It wasn't.
Yes, it is, because it's a budgetary item here. This 200,000 is unbudgeted. And I was just wondering, for the benefit of the ratepayers here within this municipality, how much is this costing? The original swale drain was how much, please?
There was, through you, Mayor, that was the subdivider paid for that. We don't have any idea of the cost of that.
Oh, okay. It was the subdivider who paid for that
Yes,
swale drain, so
yes.
it's no cost to the council.
What's there now has no cost to the council.
Good. That's what I wanted to clarify. Thank you. And also with the newly constructed table drain is to be demolished and disposed of off-site. Is that included in the 200,000 cost?
Yes.
Yep. Good.
Councillor Young, would you, are there any other speakers for or against the motion? If not, I'll offer Councillor Young the opportunity to close debate.
Madam Mayor, I've said all that I wish to say. The questions are quite relevant. The answers are satisfactory to me.
Thank you, Councillor Young. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Councillor Churchill is against. The motion is carried. Agenda item 8.4 is the audit panel appointment. As I understand it, this is just a process matter. Mr Maguire? Yep. Thank you. Councillor Young?
I move that Council appoints Mr Rick DeSanti as an independent member to sit on the Glamorgan Spring Bay Council Audit Panel effective January 1, 2026 for a period of 12 months.
Thank you. Is there a seconder? Councillor Churchill. Thank you. Speaker for or against? Yes, Councillor Churchill.
As a member of the audit panel, I'd just like to thank Mr DeSanti for all the work he does, and we're very fortunate to have someone there of such high quality and so much experience and knowledge in that part of our activities. And I'm glad that he's stayed on for the 12 months and hopefully more beyond that. Thank you.
Councillor Gregson.
I'd just like to ditto Councillor Churchill's remarks. Mr DeSanti is an outstanding auditor, independent auditor, may I add. And is it normal practice to pay someone retrospectively?
Through you, Mayor, it's not normal practice that we would be doing this, appointing him onto the panel retrospectively, but it's a process that we needed to complete in order to finalise his contract and his role within the audit panel.
Councillor Young.
Madam Mayor, I would like to concur with Councillor Churchill. Mr DeSanti is very competent, and if we didn't pay him, he is entitled to render a bill for due charge.
I'll take it that you have closed debate, Councillor Young, so
Yes.
I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Carried unanimously. 8.5 is a procedural matter, update of the position titles for the delegation register. The recommendation is on page 49. Councillor Walker.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move that Council endorses the revised delegation register as attached to the report item effective 26th of August 2026 and notes that for the avoidance of doubt, Chief Executive Officer means General Manager as defined in the Act.
Seconder. Deputy Mayor, thank you. Councillor Walker, do you wish to comment? Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
Just on that, on the recommendation, through the Mayor, of course, that notes the avoidance of doubt, Chief Executive Officer means General Manager. That's defined in the Act. So therefore, the advertising, which the only Glamorgan Spring Bay Council does, it defines that in every advertising material going out throughout the Examiner, Mercury, etc. Can we delete that? Because no one else does it and it's costing us an absolute fortune. Yeah, defining what the Chief Executive Officer really means, the General Manager, that is defined in every advertisement in the Examiner and the Mercury. Can we delete that? Because no one else defines that. And that's costing us a complete fortune.
I don't believe that I believe that other councils don't include that notation.
No.
But I think the advice that we received when we thought we were going to change from general manager to the more contemporary chief executive officer, we were advised that we have to have that notation on official documents.
Through you, Mayor, I believe that is the case, but we will look into it, and where we can delete it, we'll delete it.
Yes,
Yep,
because
yep.
it's got, thank you.
Deputy Mayor?
Through you, Madam Mayor, just to Councillor Gregson, how does that cost us a fortune?
Because it's when we advertise for development applications, under the Chief Executive Officer, Mick Maguire, there's a footnote explaining on every development application in both the Examiner and the Mercury, and it's weekly, or it could be on Wednesday and Saturdays, and it goes on for 12, 24 months. So, we can do without that. Surely we can save on that because no other council does it.
Sorry, are you saying those few words would save us a fortune?
Yes. Have you advertised in the
Councillor
Mercury?
Gregson.
No argument, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Young.
Sometimes it's handy to put in an advertisement what an act says, because not everyone's absolutely cognisant with every word in an Act of Parliament, and it's very nice for our readers to know what we're talking about.
I believe that in the reform of local government, there's going to be some changes in relation to the definition of general manager too. So when the new Act comes out, there will be reference, I think, to CEO, if they get that through, as far as I'm aware. But certainly it's something we could. I mean, as I said earlier, Councillor Gregson, we were advised that on official documentation we had to put that notation. But as Mr Maguire has said, it's something that he can certainly look into, and if we can remove it, we will.
Thank you.
And to you, Madam Mayor, quick comment. I guess the important point from this, from my perspective, is that we're doing a body of work around our delegations register to improve. This is the starting point in terms of getting the titles right, and now we're working through making sure that all the appropriate delegations have been appointed to the right officers throughout the organisation, and then that will all come back to council for consideration in due course.
Thank you. Councillor Walker, do you wish to close debate on this at all? No, thank you. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? The motion is carried. Thank you. 8.6, the Community Grants Program, noting that this recommendation on page 52 deals with three applications. Councillor Walker has declared an interest in part 1, so I'm suggesting that instead of it being a one motion, if we could split the recommendation to allow Councillor Walker the opportunity to vote on part 2 and 3. So, Councillor Churchill.
I move that Council approve a community small grant of $1,000 to the Freycinet Coast Association towards the production and distribution of 15,000 tourism brochures promoting the Freycinet region.
Thank you. Is there a seconder? Deputy Mayor Simons, thank you. Councillor Churchill, do you wish to speak to the motion?
Just to note that the request was for substantially more than that. I think we've struck the right point for that contribution. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Edwards.
My only question is, and I'll support this, but we give East Coast Tourism an awful lot of money. Should the Freycinet Association be having a chat with them and saying, print us some flyers?
Yeah, as far as I
don't know, there's a...
Deputy Mayor, you're with East Coast Tourism, can you?
Yeah, it's not really in their charter to do that because there's just too many groups. It would be overrun with requests. So that's probably not an option. If Councillor Edwards, he might have some more to say, I'm not sure.
No, that was just my question.
I just have a concern about that they did ask for $5,000. I'm just wondering what happens, whether the printing will go ahead through you, Madam Mayor, and it might be something that the General Manager might have to ask about with that less amount being given to them, whether they will go ahead and do the printing, whether they're in a position to go ahead and do the printing. I'm not sure what happens to our $1,000 if we
Yeah.
pass it on. I would also say that there's probably a potential here. I'm happy to support $1,000 as long as they are going to print them. But there is some large businesses on this map that I suspect are getting a very cheap advertising rate. Potentially, the association could actually ask for a little more from the likes of Sapphire and Freycinet Lodge and Freycinet Resort, etc.
I'm sure you have already noted, though, Deputy Mayor, that the $1,000 is the limit of our committee small
Yes,
grant.
absolutely.
And so that's,
Yes,
as
absolutely.
Councillor
I did note
Churchill
that.
said, it's about where we're at.
Yes, and I'm happy with that, that
okay.
level as long as the brochures get printed and that
yes.
money goes to printing
Yes,
those
so-
And
brochures.
through you, Mayor, I'm not across whether we've had a conversation with them about the implications of 1,000 versus 5,000, but we'll work with them to understand that and make sure there's a solution.
Yep.
Sure. Thank you. Councillor Gregson.
So the Freycinet, what do they call themselves?
Freycinet Coast
Freycinet Coast
Association.
Association Corporation. Quintessentially, who are they? Are they an amalgam of businesses like Sapphire, etc.?
More than I can tell you, they're an association on the Freycinet Coast at Coles
Could
Bay.
I refer that to Councillor Simons?
Yeah, I can add a little bit to that. Just over the years, having had meetings and things with them, they're a group of community-minded people, volunteers. They act as a community association, not unlike the Bicheno Community Development Association. So they have their ups and downs. I think it's fair to say, depending on who's around and who's not. But their interests are in promoting tourism.
And the 5,000 application was a bit of an ambit claim. So I think, as Councillor Churchill said, I think $1,000 is quite appropriate. But as Councillor Simons said, will that then enact the printing? If there's no printing...
Well, Councillor Gregson, you heard what Mr Maguire said.
Yeah.
The staff will work with them to find that out. And if they're not going to go ahead with it, well, quite obviously, the $1,000 won't be granted.
And I think through you, Mayor, again, the recommendation talks about a contribution towards the production and distribution of 15,000 brochures. It may well be that they make the determination that they can only print a percentage of that, or that, as the Deputy Mayor mentioned, seek additional support from other organisations. So it may mean they don't print the full 15,000 brochures, but as the Mayor highlighted, that $1,000 is in line with our position in terms of that grant program.
Councillor Young.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to know where Councillor Gregson got the evidence that the claim is an ambit claim.
Councillor Young.
An ambit claim usually means a claim for an outrageous amount in the hope that you might get threepence halfpenny in the end. I'm not sure that's
Councillor
exactly
Young, that's
what
not a
this
question.
is.
That's not
Where
a
does Councillor Gregson get the information?
No, that's...
Will I answer that?
Councillor Gregson, I'm assuming that your comment was based on the application that you read. Thank you.
Correct.
Thank you. If there's nothing further, Councillor, nothing further, I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Carried unanimously. Thank you, Mr Sanderson.
Do you want a drink now? Or not?
Thank you.
Did you want one? Thanks. Oh, shout.
That whiskey that does it, isn't it?
She's not Robo.
No eyesight.
Councillor Walker, I am pleased to advise that Council unanimously approved the $1,000 to the Freycinet Coast Association.
Thank you.
And that the officer's recommendation has been split into 3 parts to allow you to vote on the other,
very
other matters. So part 2 is the event grant of $1,500 to the Spring Bay Arts Group. Do I have a mover? Councillor Churchill, thank you.
I move that Council approve an event grant of $1,500 to the Spring Bay Arts Group Incorporated towards the purchase of exhibition display panels and event marketing, including signage and social media promotion for the annual art exhibition.
Thank you. Seconded, Councillor Deputy Mayor Simons. Thank you. Councillor Churchill, do you wish to speak to the motion?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I think this Spring Bay Art Group has been something now that's been going for a very long time, and they put on very good exhibitions and they have some very good art. So I think it's something that we need to support, and it's obviously got all the social benefits of a group like this, and I'm very happy to see them get $1,500 as requested for this.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor?
Yeah, I totally agree. Thank you.
Totally agree.
Yep.
Any other comments? Councillor Gregson?
I attended the Spring Bay Arts Group display exhibition last year, or early this year,
Yes.
at Orford, and it incorporated a number of artists and interesting work, and it brings the community together just to come in, have a look, and then you meet different people. So I think
Councillor Gregson, are you speaking for the motion?
yes, so
Thank you.
therefore I will be voting
Thank
for
you.
it. Thank you.
Any other speakers for or against? I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Part 3 is the community small grant for the Spring Bay Men's Shed. Councillor Walker.
Thank you. I'll move that the community small grant of $1,000 to the Spring Bay Men's Shed towards the purchase of installation of a 25-litre hot water cylinder connected to the existing basin and kitchen facility.
Thank you. Seconded. Deputy Mayor, thank you. Councillor Walker, do you wish to speak? No. Councillor Edwards?
This is a well-needed thing. It's going to cost more than $1,000.
Yes.
I know that. They're contributing themselves.
Yes.
I think the actual thing was $1,200 or something.
Yes, something like that.
And they're happy to do the additional costs that there may be. Currently they've got cold water washing up their teacups, and they're a very good organisation who help a lot of local people.
They do
If we
indeed.
can contribute towards something.
They do indeed, Councillor Edwards. Deputy Mayor?
Yeah, absolutely agree. They're a fantastic organisation. But what I would like to ask them, and I don't know whether we're within our rights to do this or whether we could make a suggestion, I do believe they need to call for another quote on the works that are being undertaken. It's a 25-litre hot water cylinder that plugs into a power point, and it sounds like the way it reads, it plugs into existing plumbing. The cylinders are $600. The quote is for nearly just under $2,600. I'm not sure where the $2,000 labour comes in, but without seeing the job, I don't know. I've just put my builder's hat on for this one. I've done plenty of them, and they don't quite cost that amount of money. So they may wish to just have another quote.
Rethink on their quote?
Yeah.
Yes.
And look,
Mr.
I don't
McGrath,
know.
can we
ins and outs
raise
of
it with them?
but
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so if it'll help save them some money, it's a great suggestion.
Madam Mayor, and us.
Well, no, our contribution is
Yeah.
the amount,
Well,
but, it might save them a lot of money.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
Just very briefly, I will support the Spring Bay Men's Shed. The Men's Shed conceptually are a very good organisation, so they need every encouragement if they get a hot water cylinder based on what Councillor Symes was saying.
Thank you, Councillor Gregson.
I'll be very agreeable.
Thank you, Councillor Gregson. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Carried unanimously.
Oh,
There are new petitions at agenda item 9. The agenda item 9 has been withdrawn. Agenda item 10, there are new petitions at agenda item 10.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, Councillor Young.
I think this might be appropriate for me to move a motion under section, I think it is, let's get it right, 16 of the Local Government Meeting Procedures Regulations.
For what, Councillor Young?
I move a motion.
Councillor Young, this is a motion without notice.
It is. That's why I referred you to Regulation 16.
Which is?
Of the, right. I'll read it out. Under the Local Government, open brackets, Meeting Procedures, close brackets, Regulations 2015, motions. 1. If during a meeting a councillor intends to move a motion of which notice has not been given, the chairperson of the meeting day may require the councillor to provide a written copy of the motion. The chairperson of a meeting is not to allow a motion to be debated or otherwise dealt with unless it has been moved by one councillor and seconded by another councillor.
So,
The chairperson of a council committee, now this is a committee, which I don't think is relevant. It's a motion that I want to move in lieu of the motion that's just been on the agenda and withdrawn.
but Councillor Young, I don't believe I can accept a motion because that agenda item has been withdrawn.
I'm not going to refer to that. I'm just referring to Regulation 16, which deals generally with motions of in meetings, procedures,
Yes.
regulations.
I understand that.
So I'm just moving. It has to be done somewhere in the agenda, and there's no other provision. It's not a petition. It's not a foreshadowed motion. It's just a motion.
However, having said that, you read out that I can require it in writing.
You can. I've just provided it.
You've just provided it.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr.
it's-
Sanderson?
If I may, through you, Mayor.
Please go ahead.
The new regulations are 2025, okay, not 2015. And under the new regulations, it's number 20, and it does refer to the fact that it can only be considered if there is an agenda item in play. So there is no agenda item anymore, so there can't be a motion without notice.
Right. But look, that might well be right. I didn't read section 20. I looked at section 16.
Yeah, so this is, but that section 16 is in the 2015 meeting.
Oh, I think it's the same meeting. Are they? There's a new set of regulations.
Yeah, 2025.
All right.
25, there's
It may not be.
yes.
yeah,
So,
I may not have it.
Councillor Young,
I stand by your ruling, madam.
I can't accept your motion.
No, I stand by your ruling.
Thank you. So we'll move on. Agenda item 11 is questions taken on notice from the previous meeting. There's some questions there from Councillor Gregson and responses. In agenda item 11.2 is questions with notice, of which there are nil. 11.3 is questions without notice. Councillor Walker?
Madam Mayor, I preface this with an apology to start with. I just was wondering, and I'd like to be corrected wrong or whatever,
Yes.
but I was driving around yesterday and it's in two particular places. It was Benaki Drive and Barton Avenue. And my question is, when was the last time those two places were shown up whatsoever from this council? Because they are a little bit tired and untidy. They don't have, footpaths, and I mean they do have a walking track, or Barton Avenue does. But the gutters are very untidy, unsightly, and it might sound minuscule and that to other people, but when you're driving out areas, particularly at the end of Barton Avenue,
Yes.
it's pretty horrendous, and the same also at the end of Benaki Drive. Small things I know, but important to
Yes.
the community. They pay their rates as well, and I just think they need a little bit of love. And I'm sure there are other areas that
Yes.
are in the same position.
Mr. McGrath? Take it on notice. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I do appreciate that I can also get in touch with the officers in council, but sometimes it's really good to have
Yes.
questions like this publicly asked.
Exactly.
Or,
That's fine. Happy to accept your question, Councillor Walker.
thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Edwards?
I'm not sure if this is the correct spot, but it's somebody who wanted me to thank the council, so I dare say you'll take that anyway. The organisers of the Winter Challenge in Orford,
Yes.
which was a massive success. There was in excess of 200 entrants, and remember that it's it's a run, it's a bike ride, it's a canoe, it's a four, it's a mountain bike thing. So that 200 entrants gets expanded dramatically because a lot just enter into one of the events. There would have been, when I went down there for a look for the first time ever, even though part of it's on my farm, there would have been 500 or 600 people down below the bowls club, and they, not once but 1,000 times, I got thanked for the council's support, as they did at the presentation.
Yes.
You were at, Madam Mayor. They had the National Egg and Spoon Championships, and they probably had 100 kids and parents and families enter into that.
Yes.
So it was just, I only kicked myself, I'd never been before, but they were so grateful for the support they received from the council, and they put it all over their socials and verbally constantly. It was a family-friendly, all-encompassing, fantastic event, and they're very grateful to be able to do it.
I have to agree with you, Councillor Edwards. I was given the privilege of actually presenting the trophies for the National Egg and Spoon Championship.
I couldn't believe
and
the
it
event.
was delightful.
Yeah.
And as you rightfully say, the organisers were very grateful to for council's support. And I think they're already planning to come back next year. Councillor Young?
Two things, Madam Mayor. I assume the egg and spoon race are hard-boiled.
I don't know. I wasn't there to witness it, Councillor.
And the question raised by Councillor Walker, a very valid question. I raise a similar question for Earlham Road. There are nearly 30 houses down there, if you add those nearby. And the only drains being dug down there, drains dug by pick and shovel and by the locals. The only grass cut down there is grass cut by the locals, and the only clippings taken away by the locals. The rubbish collection does not even venture down there, so the locals have to drive their rubbish to the tip here, and if you get too close to the edge of the council waste tip, there's a high risk that you get a nail in your tyre. So I ask the General Manager, has any thought been given about doing things to the closely settled areas that are a little more remote than Benaki Drive and Barton Avenue, especially the question of collecting rubbish?
Mr Maguire, I'm sure you'll take that one on notice and have a discussion with senior staff around it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Gregson.
Fine. In a previous question, I did ask for an extra flagpole, which was agreed, and it said it was on its way. Could I have a date when that would be installed, please?
When was that agreed?
Councillor Gregson. Councillor Gregson.
So, well, I'll have to look through the minutes.
Beg your pardon?
Yeah, I'll have to look through the minutes where it was agreed, and yes.
Councillor Gregson.
Yep.
Mr Maguire will respond to you.
Good, thank you.
Through you, Madam Mayor, so we'll look into that one as well, Councillor Gregson, see where that's got to.
Yeah, good, thank you. And excellent, thank you. And the other one that's been a bit of a perennial here for me is the Arnold Street one-way that was going to be investigated for the benefit of quintessentially the childcare centre, which is Arnold Street's an extremely narrow section, especially going west, and it would be advantageous if that was one way and provide a walkway beside near the old post office to allow children to go down that street instead of going back and around and everything like that. The mothers there are very concerned about
Thank you, Councillor Gregson.
And also, but there's more. As the General Manager knows, both Mr Maguire and I attended a LEGAT conference, and one of the speakers mentioned the UTAS Fire Hub. They have I think it's pyrotechnics or words to that effect, and they have an outstanding leader there, especially with the fire season coming up. we were both wondering, and I'll put this question, whether council could have a person, especially the person who's in charge, to come and speak to council with regard to a workshop. That would be in value leading up to our fire season.
We have
About what, Madam Mayor?
we have a close relationship with the State Emergency Service around fire and fire hazards and the like. But I'm sure Mr Maguire sees value in this person coming to speak to council and or the Municipal Emergency Management Committee, then by all means.
Right.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mayor. Yes, we'll look into that.
And the last question was, Jasmine Kerr, she's coming back after 12 months. What date would that be?
That's an operational matter that relates to a staff member, and it is not something that I will accept a question on.
Okay, and the last question is, Glen Gala Road, it's not Gala, it's Glen Gala Road at Cranbrook. That's the diverse, it was bypassed by the Tasman Highway, goes across the Swan River. It's where the ford is, and there's been great concern. There's a group of housing going towards Bishno past the ford, and they were considering asking for speed cushions in that particular area because you've got a number of people really speeding, heading towards the vineyard there. I was just wondering whether that was council road or is it a state road?
Through you, Mayor, I'm not sure off the top of my head, Councillor Gregson, who's responsible for that road, but we'll look into it.
Yes, please. And if we are responsible for it, could we consider some speed humps in that particular built-up area, please?
The issue with speed humps has always been the difficulty for emergency services vehicles.
Yeah.
That's something that has to be considered in all areas.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
So that's something that Mr Maguire can look into.
Yeah, we'll look into it, Madam Mayor, and take it on notice.
The equipment.
Thank you. There's no further questions, Councillor Walker?
May I?
Yes.
It's not a question.
No.
It's an acknowledgement of your meritorious, your mayor emeritus.
Emeritus?
Well, that one.
Emeritus.
Congratulations on receiving that at the last
Yes,
Legat
I
conference.
concur.
And,
No, thank you, Councillor Walker. Appreciate it.
Emeritus, who's been around for a while.
It was emeritus mayor. Normally it's emeritus professor.
Yes.
And emeritus professor means that you're retired.
Is that right?
Not in this case.
Okay.
Excuse me, I don't understand Latin.
No,
Does
that's okay. Thank you,
Honourable
Councillor Walker. I appreciate your kind words
Councillor speak English?
and the congratulations of staff that staff have sent me numerous emails, so I appreciate their support as well. We'll move on. Agenda item 12 is the confidential session. So in accordance with the requirements of the Local Government Meeting Procedure Regulations 2025, as Mayor, I declare the meeting closed to the public in order to discuss the following matters. Item 1.1, request for leave of absence. Item 1.2, notification of leave of absence for parental leave. 2.1, minutes of the closed session, the ordinary council meeting of the 28th of July. 2.2, minutes of closed session, ordinary council meeting the 11th of August. And item 3.1, the reseal and reclaim capital works tender 2026-2027. The recommendation is there to move into. Councillor Walker, thank you.
I was only for a moment, but I will.
Sorry.
You always do these ones, Ken.
That's all right. I'll move that council moves into closed session at
3:24. Thank you. Is there a seconder, Deputy Mayor? Thank you. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Thank you.
Madam Mayor, can we have a short adjournment?
Councillor Young. Ms Clarkson, will you confirm when the recording has been terminated?